have this theory that in everything that we do, we leave a part of ourselves behind. If you're an athlete, you've probably heard a coach say, you've got to leave blood, sweat, and tears behind on the field. Or if you've ever been looking at a piece of art in a gallery, maybe you've asked, I wonder what this tells us about the person who created it. I think creation has a lot to say about its own creator. In Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27, we read, Then God said, let us make humans in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created humankind in God's own image. In the image of God, male and females, God created them. But what does it mean to be created in the image of God? Well, it means a lot of things. The first thing that it means is that you are created in God's image. But so am I. And so is everyone else. You see, we all bear the image of God within us in multiple ways. Remember, we are created beings with a mind, a body, and a soul. And in all of these places, God has touched us. God has formed us. If we look back at these two verses, though, we hear something very specific. That humankind was created to rule or to reign over the rest of creation. This kind of rule or reign, though, isn't the kind where we flex our power and we suppress the things around us. Instead, the kind of ruling we are supposed to have is the same kind as God. The kind of reign that makes God's kingdom more apparent and more evident around us. The kind of rule that is beneficial for everyone and everything. We were created to exercise dominion over creation, bringing God's kingdom to earth. Just as we pray when we pray the Lord's Prayer together. You see, this kind of kingdom is brought not in isolation, but in community. It's only when we have relationships with others and relationships with God and a relationship with creation that we learn of needs and we learn of how to bring about this abundant life that we were created to live together. We also share the image of God that is within us because we are created in the image of God who is love. We come into life born with value and worth that can never be taken away. We're all born worthy of love, respect, dignity, and protection. And all of these things are part of our reflection of what it means to be beings created in the image of God. My challenge for you this week is to reflect on this idea of being created in the image of God. To reign in relationship with creation, and to wonder what it means to live a life full of love, respect, dignity, and protection. I want you to explore if those 4 attributes are in your own life. If not, what's lacking? But how can you take those 4 attributes and acknowledge that they are a part of the lives of people who live around you as well? In these times, may we have peace and may we have grace for one another, acknowledging that we are all created in the image of one loving, infinite Creator.